Hi everyone. If you're anything like me during these pandemic days, you've been staying at home, eating a lot, and maybe even adventurously attempting to make your own food while trying to not blow up the kitchen. Well, my daughter has subjected me to a bajillion hours of Coco Melon's hot cross buns, so I thought it would be fun to try recreate their recipe. We'll start with 1.5 cups of bread flour, half a tablespoon of baking soda, and half a cup of sugar. Now, interestingly, they use a whisk to combine everything, and usually bread dough shouldn't be able to pass through the wire loop, so I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. Also, I should have sifted the flour first because there's a lot of clumps, so let's do this now. Then we'll add half a cup of milk and a whole egg. Whisk this to combine, and this is not looking anything like bread dough. It's more pasty, and honestly, I'm not sure what to do at this point. But I decided to make some dollops on a silpat and then bake at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes, as stated in the video. Okay, so I took these out after 20 minutes because they are already getting quite golden brown, and they are looking flat. Oh, ouch, that's hot. I'll just wait for this a bit to cool. After staring at this disaster on the side for a bit, I'm not sure what to make out of it. It's edible, at least, and kind of reminds me of some other food item. I don't know what it's called at the moment. But this is kind of like a cookie or a not so fluffy pancake. Definitely not a bun though, but I think I know how to make this better. Learning my lesson from earlier, we're going to sift 320 grams of bread flour. And after getting flour everywhere, add 4.5 grams of yeast, 55 grams of sugar, a quarter teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a zest of lemon. Oops, it tried to run away from me. Remember to always wash your food after it falls on the floor. Then with a dough hook on low speed, we'll add 187 milliliters of milk, 25 grams of melted butter, and 1 whole egg. And apparently I'm Mr. Butterfingers today because everything keeps flying out of my hands. But whenever you take something out of a mixture, make sure that it's turned off first, unless you want to lose some appendages, of course. It also helps to manually mix everything for a bit just to ensure that all the dry stuff from the sides and the bottom are mixed in too. Pop this back onto our mixer and gradually increase the speed till the dough pulls from the sides. Then we'll add 105 grams of dried cranberry. Let that go until it's spread throughout, and then wrap it and let it proof in a warm area until double in size. I generally like to leave it in my warmed but off oven for this process. At this point, the dough will feel very spongy and soft, which on a floured surface will punch the dough down and portion into 240-gram pieces. It is important that each piece is about the same size so that they will all finish at around the same time. We need to tighten and round the dough, so we'll pinch from the sides and then push up from the bottom. Hey, stop laughing. Place each rounded ball onto a baking sheet with a Silpat or parchment paper about 2 inches apart from each other because the balls will expand. Like last time, proof this again until double in size and then bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes or until golden brown. While this is baking, we'll make our glaze by combining 1.5 tablespoons of marmalade and 1 tablespoon of warm water. Mix that together until it's a bit liquidy and glazy, something like this so it's spreadable on our baked buns. We'll also make some icing for the crosses by mixing 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of milk, and a half teaspoon of lemon juice. You want to make sure that it's thick like this so it doesn't run all over your buns. Since we're going to pipe this, I'm putting this in a Ziploc bag, but you could also use a piping bag instead. Once your buns are out of the oven, glaze them with the marmalade for that glowy, shiny awesomeness. When it dries, it should make it shine and look so yummy. If you are using the Ziploc bag, cut a small tip in the corner and then pipe crosses or X's, I guess, depending on how you're looking at it. And I must say, this is looking really nice. It's round, shiny, fluffy, and tastes great. The glaze on top adds a nice sweetness, and the dried cranberries add a fruity touch to it. I would definitely make these again later.